Cool, let me just check a few things, just to make sure that we're alive. Alright, let's see. We're right. Right, cool. I think we're live. Colossus, thank you for the follow. Alright, let's see, where's my tier list? Alright, so today I just want to talk about Season 3 tier list. One last time before Season 4, and we're getting Season 4 just in 4 days. Very exciting news, of course, and I know people have gone through this, hundreds of times. The mainnet has gone through it. Asa and Ash has talked about tiers and things like that. So that's why I don't want to go too deep into each character, but I do want to talk about some of the broken characters in Season 3 and some of the things I think they need to be changed in Season 4. Okay, so let's get into it. First of all, let's have a look at, I made this tier list, and I have to admit that I don't really know every character, so the characters I know, I rated these characters myself. However, for the characters that I'm not familiar with, or I don't play myself, I just kind of gather information from here and there, and yeah, I guess I just used a little of my own judgment and experience and placed them into this tier list. Hold on, let me just bring out sorry, I'm still new to the stream, so bear with me. I need to see where I can find the chat, so that I can see if you guys are chatting with me. Cool, alright. Let's go through. I think Akuma is one of the most commonly agreed broken character throughout the entire Season 3 and Season 2, even though he has been nerfed a couple of times, right? And I think he is still quite broken. Alright, I guess I have to see who is subscribed to my channel. Oh, I can't see that. Where do I see that? Sorry, I'm so new to this, so I can be quite clumsy, so bear with me. Thank you, Big Vids. Oh, it's Big Vids. How's it going, bro? I'm gonna talk about LoL for you soon. Alright, let's go back to the tier list. Alright, so Akuma, like I said, Akuma has been commonly agreed as one of the most broken character throughout Season 2 and Season 3. Well, I personally, because in New Zealand, we've only got a few people, few Akuma players, that is Velvet Johnson and Arashi. I don't think I've ever versed Velvet Johnson, but from what I heard, he is actually able to do death combo and 80 or 90%, with 80 or 90% of success rate. So if he hits you, and if Akuma does have the meter, if Velvet Johnson manages to hit you, you're basically dead. Now, I think in Tekken has never had in the past, any sequel where you could just hit your opponent once and be able to actually kill your opponent. So I think that's why it's really broken. And plus, because Tekken 7, they introduced 2D characters into Tekken system for the very first time. So even till now, people are still kind of complaining here and there about 2D characters, basically about how they don't fit into the 3D or the Tekken system, where they break a lot of rules. For example, they jump around and they do a little low kick, like down 3-1 into a massive damage combo or even death combo, right? That sort of stuff. So Akuma Ginger though, bottom tier? Yeah, I mean, in terms of the look, I agree that he's bottom tier. I would put Thing top tier. All right, I know people would disagree with me, but um, yeah. So like Akuma, yes, I agree. He's broken because if he hits you, you're basically dead. And if and his, I heard that his most broken tools are down two, which is like what 12 frame, a little dig jet. If it hits you on counter and you're basically dead, and it's super hard to whiff punish as well. So even if you bait the move out, it's just no way for you to punish it correctly, right? And of course, he has a 10 frame punish that can take out like 90% of your health, if not 100. And down three into like what they call a tatsu, and down 3-1 into whatever, the meter moves. So, what's wrong with the mic? Is it not good? Hey, sup, Zero Mark? Is it too loud or too I'm just using the my Streamcam's mic. I don't know why, but my mic is not actually working, so I'm just using the default mic. Can you hear me properly? Okay. No. Yes, but it's really annoying if you listen to it yourself. Is it really annoying? Oh, okay. I'm not sure what I need to do. Um, I guess I could change something, but audio? I don't know. I mean, what I need to change? I'm not an expert. Does it change it to 48 hertz? Gonna make it a difference? Don't change it? Okay. Well, I guess I'll just go with it then. So, do I just turn off one? Oh, I see. I see, I see. Is it better now? Thanks, man. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for that. Sorry, I didn't realize it. Like I said, I'm still new to streaming, so thank you, bro, for the suggestion. Love ya. All right. Okay, so let's go back to Akuma. So I agree. So in season 4, I'm pretty sure that Akuma is going to get nerfed. Okay. But I don't believe he's gonna be nerfed to the bottom tier or anything. If anything, I think he would just at worst from S tier, maybe back down to A tier. So in my opinion, if you want to nerf Akuma, obviously you gotta nerf his damage. Maybe increase his meter gain, just like what they did to Geese. And I don't know why with Geese you only have like 1 bar, whereas for Akuma you have 2 meters. Like, I don't understand. I've never played Street Fighter myself, so I don't know what's the reason behind that. Um, I think you misspelled Zafina. Have I? Um, and yeah, I think if anything, I would like to see that his meter gain gets increased so that he doesn't gain meter that quickly. Or perhaps you could nerf his damage. Obviously, you gotta nerf his damage. Yeah, I'm not sure what else you can do with it. Maybe nerf the down to with recovery. That's something I can think of. And I don't know about I still don't like the idea of having down 3 clean hit into down 1 and then into a big juggle. That's such a Street Fighter and 2D game thing. it doesn't feel natural in Tekken. Even though after all these years, as a Tekken player, you're supposed to get used to it already. But still, I mean, I still see people complaining about it, and I have to be frank that I don't like this idea myself. Okay, so but I think it's all right to keep that. But as long as his damage is nerfed, maybe his meter gain is increased. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think. Hey, sup, Walter? How's going, man? When's the zombies? Well, trying to get more zombies. I've got 2 zombies today, thanks to Colossus and Big Vids. Yeah, sup, Tiny Josh? Yeah, as a Akuma main, obviously you don't want Akuma to get nerfed, eh? Yeah, but that's very very selfish. All right, okay, so that's it for Akuma. I mean, if you guys have any suggestions as to what else you could do to nerf him, go ahead, post it on stream. So let's talk about Fakuram. Fakuram, I think his biggest problem is not his range. I mean, people complain about Fakuram's range, right? They talk about how he has massive reach and he hits you from like half screen away. I mean, I don't think that's his essential problem because you have a Jack and you have Gigas. Both of them, both of the tall, big characters, and their arms are so long. It's longer than Finn's monkey arms, So, and Fakuram, by design, he is a very tall and large man, okay? So I don't think his reach is the biggest thing. But what I do think is his damage is one of the biggest thing. And on top of, he gets counter launcher for free. His 3+4, that move has been nerfed. Okay, that move has been nerfed. Before, it had a really big pushback. At the same time, it's safe and counter launcher, and it tracks both way as well. So because you often need to dash and do 3+4, right? So I think his biggest problem is that he gets counter hit for free, and his damage is so insane. He hits like a truck with 0 execution. Like I literally practiced character for like 15 minutes with this juggle and everything, and I was able to do it like 80% of the time. And it doesn't really matter. Like with some characters like Julia, for example, you really need to know the distance between you and the wall and adjust your combo accordingly. So there's a bit of conversion. And with Fakuram, basically, even if you do just one single brain dead combo, it's still okay because he's so damaging. It's like 75 something guaranteed, and even more on counter perhaps. So I think that's his biggest problem, that he has long reach plus he's super safe and gets counter easily, and his damage is the biggest issue in my opinion. So yeah, Zero Mark, I totally agree with you. I think his damage is the problem. So and Tiny Josh, I'll get to Lei D tier soon. I don't think he's D tier, but anyway. So with Fakuram, if anything I want to see in season 4, what I want to see is I want to see him to get some damage nerf. First of all, that's very very important, damage nerf. And secondly, I think I don't know. Actually, I think his damage nerf is a must. And if anything, I want to change that back forward 4, the Thunder Crack. According to, that's the name that what's his name? Damn, when it comes to remembering names, I'm really bad. Like when I need to think of a person's name, all of a sudden I forget his name. Butterjaw, yeah, Butterjaw, yeah, that's right. Hey, sup, Saga? How's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. So that move shouldn't be a homing. That move shouldn't be a homing. And I also think down forward 4-3 shouldn't be a natural combo, like 2 hits. If you get hit by the down forward 4, then you get hit by the 3 as well. Now, I think his entire war game is basically based on down forward 4-3, because otherwise you can interrupt his delayed I think it's 4 something 3 hold, right? Because you're scared of down forward 4-3, which is a natural combo, was black as well. Therefore, you're too scared to press buttons. Whereas if this move is not a natural combo, then you'll be able to pay attention to whether your opponent is going to delay the unblockable 3. So I think that move needs to go. It shouldn't be a natural combo. It's okay to have it as a counter combo, but definitely not a natural combo. Yeah, and yeah, so to sum up, I think his damage needs to be nerfed. And his down forward 4-3 shouldn't be a natural combo. And I think, what's the other one? Oh, and his Thunderquack, which is back forward 4. Yeah, that's right, back forward 4. That shouldn't be a homing move. If these 3 moves go, I think he should be okay. He'll still be, I guess, like maybe S or A. He's still good, but he won't be like broken like now. Yeah, back forward 4 is actually a homing move. It's a high, but actually it's not only a homing, but I think it's +6 or 7 on block, and it knocks you down. That's so crazy, because at the wall, I've seen people doing this 100 times, but you're just too scared to duck. Because if you duck, you get hit by the down forward 4-3. That's just crazy. It's just crazy. And if you do nothing, or just keep doing it. So it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Yeah, and that's why you see Falcron everywhere in competitions. Okay, he's arguably the strongest character in. I mean, Akuma. Okay, let's be honest. Akuma is strong, but he needs execution. He needs very high execution, and your opponent has to have very good neutral for the Akuma to actually land moves on a good player. Whereas Falcron basically is just an easy mode, you know. So I really love the character design. Don't get me wrong, and I play him myself, but I think, you know, he requires absolutely zero execution as well. So, and he controls neutral by his long legs and long arms anyway. So Falcron is a bit of I think cheating character. So yeah. Now let's move on to Leroy, and we have the best Leroy in the stream. That is Tiny Josh, or best Leroy in New Zealand. What do you think, Tiny Josh? Do you think Leroy needs to be further nerfed? What do you think, my man? And as the second best Leroy in New Zealand, I give this title myself, okay? I think Leroy, okay, I have to be honest. I think Leroy needs to be nerfed, but don't get me wrong. I don't think Leroy is that easy to play now. Why not? Okay, here's the thing. You might be like, when I say this, people will be like, what the hell are you talking about, Rambo? It's just because you use Leroy. No, don't get me wrong. I've never won a single tournament with Leroy. I hardly win any game with Leroy. Now, why do I say Leroy is not as easy as you think? It's because if you want to play Leroy, if you want to play the Leroy mind games, you actually need to observe what your opponent is doing after hitting them with certain moves to test the water. And for example, you use down 1+2 to hit your opponent, make your opponent to block, and then you gotta watch carefully whether your opponent is gonna punch back, or whether your opponent is gonna do a low move, or whether your opponent is gonna sidestep, or whether your opponent does nothing. And you have to pay attention to what they do and then act accordingly. So let's say your opponent does nothing after down 1+2 because he's so scared of the parry or sabaki. Then the next time you could use it, remember it, and cash in when they need it. So you do down forward 1+2 and then you do a hell sweep. I think in my opinion, that's the basic game plan of Leroy, and it actually takes maybe a game or two to actually implement that into the character. But of course, other people play Leroy differently. For example, I watch how Dion Gray and Dan Bender play Leroy. They are more aggressive with Leroy, and they just come up to you either to orbital or house. Obviously, that's also a way of playing him. And in competitions, that way of playing Leroy is much stronger, and much more successful, I think, compared to playing Leroy in the way I believe it should be played. Um, but of course, like I said, I mean, Leroy needs to be nerfed because let's look at it. The orbital is safe. Then you have a house sweep. Then you have a down 3-2. And then you have a Sabaki, and then you have the double Dragon Gate. That's the name of it, which is the parry. Why does one character need so many good lows and so many good mids at the same time? And then on top of that, he gets a King as well. And he gets a lot of safe moves for him to set up Sabaki or back 1+2. So why? There's just no reason for one character to have everything he needs. To be honest, Sabaki, the down back 1+2, it has a different use to the back 2, and then different use to the down up forward 1. But at the same time, if you look at essentially, they're the same thing. They're the same thing. They're just two sides of the same coin. And the Sabaki has such big parry window that whatever you do, you're gonna get parried by the Sabaki, and then it's safe. And also, if you do the back 2 and your opponent blocks the punches, he's also safe. That doesn't make any sense. That's just basically giving Leroy every advantage for him to win. It's definitely a pay-to-win character. So if I was going to nerf this character, first of all, I'm going to nerf the parry window. Either make this back 2, the double Dragon Gate, either make it it has to be optional. So either parry punches or kicks, or either parry high or mid, or you know what I mean? Instead of a one button, it's gonna parry everything. Make the width recovery much slower. If he misses the punches, that make it punishable, at least -13. I think that's the only way to make it balanced. And also the house sweep. Now, with Leroy, that's basically his comeback mechanism. He comes up to you, either do the house sweep or he does the orbital, right? That's stupid. That's very stupid because this house sweep requires no input. Unlike Mishima's, at least you gotta do the Mishima input. He doesn't need that, and it doesn't require clean hit, and it tracks both ways. So that needs to go. Maybe make it requires clean hit, it doesn't track. Yeah, I think that's very important. Other than that, I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, what else can be nerfed? I think if you just nerf the house sweep, and you make this parry window longer, or either parry high or mid, but doesn't parry both. Yeah, and think that should be alright. Also, maybe the back 1+2, maybe instead of 12 frames, make it 13, or maybe even 14. I think 12 frames is a bit too good. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, he just seemed to have everything. And Sabaki, I don't think it should have such long parry window. So yeah, what do you guys think? Down 3-2 shall be nerfed. So how could you nerf down 3-2? Make it how do you you mean nerf the damage or what? Make it not natural but jail. Make it not, but unblock. If it jails, unblock would it be on plus or negative? Or is it punishable? The Hermit 3-2 is still pretty cooked. Yeah, I mean, so only counter natural. Okay, so when you block that move, jail, block that move, is he gonna be on minus? Is he gonna be punishable or what? Remove parry from stance. Oh yeah. I mean, that's a good idea as well, because yes, you're right. In these stunts, in the Hermit stunts, he can still parry by doing back 1+2, right? And sorry, back 2, right? That's stupid. It's basically you can't press a button even though he's on minus. Even it goes into stunts and minus frames. Yeah, that's right. But that's basically Leroy, right? minus frames doesn't really mean anything with this character. Yeah, I mean, that's a good idea as well. Whatever frames where Jett trades with his Hermit 1 or at least beats his parry. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree. I think these little things need to be changed with this character, eh? Yeah, I agree. If all of these implemented, I think he will drop down to A. That's where he needs to be honest. Yeah. All right. I guess we shall move on from Leroy to Julia. Now, Julia, I used to hate. Well, okay, I love the character. I've always liked Julia. I play her myself. I think Julia, in my opinion, really needs to be nerfed. The problem with Julia in the game, Julia, is that she has so many good mix-ups, and all her mix-ups, like on counter, gives her super good reward for like minimum risks. Like a lot of her moves are minus 14 with pushbacks or just basically very hard to punish. Like for example, while standing 4 is minus 14. Down forward 2-1 is also minus 14, but both of them have massive pushback. I guarantee you, I guarantee this, even on the most professional level, if you get blocked like occasionally, you're not gonna get punished, or at least you're not gonna get punished according to the frames. For example, down forward 2-1 is, I don't know, like minus what, 16, 17 or something like that, right? But because the pushback, a lot of the characters can't launch her. Okay, can't launch her. So to say that she's risky is actually not true. She's not as risky as you think she is. On paper, she's risky, but in real games, she has a lot of pushbacks that turns her very unsafe moves to relatively safe. At the same time, she still gets the reward. And yeah, I mean, she's a really strong character, and some of the moves, like I think the most infinite move is the what do you call it? I always get confused. Bow and arrow. Like yes, bow and arrow, you can sidestep this way so that makes it with the second hit. You just need to backdash a little bit. But we all know that bow and arrow is basically like a hell sweep. It's a little bit harder than hell sweep, but at the wall, like when your opponent is near the wall, bow and arrow is basically Julia's comeback mechanism, and it's just so cheap. It's just so cheap. And he get like the problem with bow and arrow is okay, but the problem is after bow and arrow, she gets either 4-4-3 or down forward 1+2 or something, or 4-4-2. Like there's always a follow up you cannot avoid. You very, very difficult to avoid. And like I don't know. I mean, I just feel that why does she get so many follow ups, even though her lows are really pretty big damage? So in my opinion, the follow up should go. 4-4-3 should not hit grounded, and that down 1+2, like if you move, you get hit by. I don't think that should even exist. That should go. Like bow and arrow, just bow and arrow. You shouldn't get any follow up. It's just it's stupid. And basically she gets a lot of good ultis after a lot of the stuff, even though she already has the damage and has wall-to-wall carry. Now season 3 is all about wall-to-wall carry, counter launching and save launches, and she has all of that. So inevitably she's, in my opinion, top 5 character. There's no doubt. I think her damage needs to be nerfed. Like combo damage needs to be nerfed. I think her wall-to-wall carry needs to be nerfed. Like yes, I agree, she needs execution, but just because she needs execution, it doesn't mean you should reward. Like I agree, if you have a good execution, let's say if an average combo does 60, okay, if you have very hard execution, very good execution, I think it's fair to have a 70 damage or maybe even 75. But to have something like 100, I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair. So in my opinion, with Julia, the biggest thing to nerf her is her perspex needs to be nerfed so that people can actually punish her according to frames. Secondly, her follow-ups should be Oki should be nerfed. Third, her wall-to-wall carry should be nerfed. If you nerf those three, she'll still be a good character, except that she needs to be more. She's even more riskier, and she just won't do wonga bonga and just to like kill you with one combo. That's what I think. So what do you guys think of Julia? How do you guys think of Julia? What else can you do to nerf her? Let's see. Bow and arrow can be used when you block lows though. Yeah, that's the thing as well. Pretty much everything you said. Yeah, I think that's probably Julia A. All right. Oh yeah, and yes, Party Crusher. Yeah, I forgot about that move. It controls neutral. I mean, it has always been like that though. Like in DR, it was even more like it always knocked down. It doesn't matter counter or not. Counter was splat. It always had this weird high crush property. Yeah, I mean with Party Crusher, yeah, I don't know how you can nerf it. Maybe make it not track that much, but it's a dash move, so inevitably it'll have a bit of tracking. Maybe reduce the high crush. I think reduce the high crush so that everyone can interrupt with one rather than like some character has to use two or something. Wardrobe mix up. Uh, well, I don't think wardrobe mix-up is such a big issue unless you're close to the wall. Like if your back is facing the wall. But I think 4414, the second hit counter launcher is a bit of an issue in my opinion. And because Party Guard is such an annoying move, so inevitably people will push something after 441. So in a clutch out moment, a lot of people get hit by the full, and yeah, it's such a cheap way of making a comeback for Julia players. I use a lot myself. Like again, like I use these characters myself, so I'm trying to be objective here. But yeah, I mean, maybe we should look into how we can reduce nerf 441 Party Crusher as well. Okay, now let's move on to Zafina because I'm conscious of time. Honor Blast is coming to my place tonight, and maybe we'll stream some games. So let's move on to Zafina. Now, Zafina, it just let's put it this way. I think she's one of the most annoying and cheapest character in Tekken Season 3. Like, her back, like her movements are kind of okay because let's put it this way, that's her individual identity. It's her movement. She's allowed to have like even you could say Tekken 5 kind of movement, which is fine. But the problem with her is that she's really damaging as well. Like usually if you have such good movement and you're such a gimmicky character, you shouldn't also have the damage at the same time. You look at Lei, you look at Yoshi, right? Like they're kind of gimmicky. They got lots of mix-ups and stunts, but they don't have good damage. Whereas Zafina has everything and damage. That's just stupid, in my opinion. Like, she is able to sidestep and backdash out of things that no other characters can, which is kind of fine, but with the damage as well, with the whiff punishment she has. And also, not to mention her homing moves, 444, 442, 443 plus 4, like, she can move around you. You can't move around her. That's basically, like, I think Zafina's game plan. That's really, really unfair. Like, you naturally feel that when the player uses Zafina, all of a sudden, the player's defense goes up. No offense to any players. Again, I play Zafina myself. Even when I play Zafina, I feel all of a sudden, I'm super good at defense. And I don't need to push buttons to defend. I can be able to play like Wowzer. I mean, yeah, I just think that it's okay to have her movement and her ability to move out of certain things, but I think her damage again needs to be nerfed, and I think her some of her weird crushing property within her stuns that needs to be a bit like that needs to be fixed, like her mantis and some weird stance like the back 1+2. That is such annoying move, and you know what? That's +2 on hit. I've always thought that that move was a minus on hit, but no. Guess what? It's plus on hit. It's +2. So when you mash, you basically if Zafin does well sending 4, you're screwed. Well, you know, I mean, I think that's pretty unfair in my opinion. So I think her crushing properties and damage needs to be nerfed. Any comment on that? What does stank mean? Sorry, I don't know the term. I need to look it up. Sorry, because after all, English is not my first language, so like stink. Oh, I see. Okay, okay. Smelly. Yeah, yeah. What is his back one? What is her back one? What's the Venus back one look like? Um, Back one. I don't actually know what it. Oh, you mean the? Oh, I see. The back one and header convert like 1+2, right? Yeah, 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 yeah. That's I mean, it's launch punishable, but again, it's one of those moves that's very difficult to actually launch and punish. So yeah, I think Zafina is just such an annoying character. Like down 3, down back 1+2, and then stuns, and then her movement, and then her homings. Like I think her homings needs to be nerfed. Like if 442 is a high and give her a plus, then why does she need 444 and then 443+4? Like basically like she restrict you from moving, and she's the one who can move around. That's just yeah. I think yeah, her damage needs to be nerfed. Maybe her homing is needs to be nerfed, and her maybe crushing property needs to be nerfed, like damped down a little bit. So yeah, I think that's pretty much about Zafina. Jin, oh my god, he's such a stupid character in my opinion. Like, there's nothing I want to say about Jin. There's only one move I think that needs really to be nerfed. It is forward 4. Now, forward 4 has already been nerfed, but it's not really a nerf because every Jin Min can go into Zan and still get like a full juggle. There is no, like, it's difficult, but it's not difficult for the Jin Mins. So, and Jin really just need to do 4-4 all the time. I managed to kill, just to troll, I managed to kill a lot of online players and Honor offline just with 4-4, and he got annoyed. And I was just memeing because, let's be honest, I think even Dan Banter would agree that Jin's 4-4 is absolutely stupid. In my opinion, with Jin, this 4-4 either make a not track at all or just don't like get rid of the counter status. Just no counter. Without counter, he is still a very strong character. Like 4-4 is still a really good move. He doesn't need that counter. He never had the counter. And then pair up with 4, which again is homing counter. You get a big juggle, and then his electric and his moves are not like Mishima's. You can't just walk one way to dodge it. No, you can't walk. You can't go left to dodge it. You have to know which move you need to, sidestep right, which move you gotta sidestep left. So I think he is stronger than any Mishima's. I'm sorry to say this, but I think he's even stronger than Devil Jin. Yeah, in my opinion. Jin 4-4 it needs to be nerfed. It shouldn't give him, a counter damage combo at all. That's what I think of Jin. And I think his parry needs to be nerfed. The whiff recovery, he just like, and then that's it. Like, you know he's gonna do that, but still, it's really hard for you to punish. Like, theoretically, you can launch punish him, but even if you get a 10 frame, it is a miracle. Let's be honest. Yeah, and I think it's, yeah, that move, the recovery needs to be nerfed. And again, window needs to be nerfed. It's just, it's pretty stupid. What do you guys think? Just frame combo, Jinming, vanilla first, make Jinming's get a personality. 214. What is 214? I mean, what's wrong with that move? I thought that move is okay. It's just like your annoying string, but it doesn't really do anything. Like, even if you move around, even if it hits you, it doesn't really like do a lot of damage, right? I'm okay with that move myself. In my opinion, it's the 4-4 that's basically like the dumbest thing. It's just boring. Slow down the game. Yeah, it could be, it could be. But I guess you could also say that Jinming's use it as a way to kind of kill some time and then make you to hit the button. So like, I mean, I get it. It's a really annoying move. But like, to me, that move, at least it doesn't get anything out of it. So I'm okay with it. But I mean, fair enough. I mean, people get annoyed. So yeah, might as well just change that. Alright, okay. Enough said about Jin. Let's move on to Paul. I think with Paul, it's basically just the damage. Like, he has a lot of safe counter moves that just like, because his damage is so big, it's just like, it's like Brian with even like higher damage, right? Oh, I gotta see who has subscribed to my channel. Tiger, sorry, because English is not my first language, so sometimes I can't say this, say your name properly. But thank you, Tiger, for the follow. Yeah, with Paul, I think the main problem Paul has is obviously his damage. Again, it's his damage. I think overall, Paul does have a range issue. Like, Paul is a very kind of a stiff character. Like, he's really slow. When I play Paul, I feel like he's slower than Jack. Actually, Jack is pretty fast in terms of movement, but Paul is one of the slowest moving character. He's so stiff. Like, he's basically like a little bit, maybe just a little bit better than Gigas, in my opinion, in terms of movement. But I think his main game plan is not actually a lot of people play Paul very aggressively, but in my opinion, he is best played defensively. I mean, if you look at his tools, uppercut, down forward 2, right? That's a 15 frame, right? And it's a natural launcher, right? It doesn't require counter, if I was right, and it has a lot of a high crush property, and it tracks one way as well, and it has a massive range. And then he has one of the best 12 frame Punisher in the game, which is back 1-2, right? And he has, yeah, and back 4, back 3. It's like a 14 frame launcher. It's a high. It's really like short, but nonetheless, it's really good because it tracks. So what I usually do is, for people who don't have a lot of experience against Paul, they will always get hit by, like when they get hit by back 4, which is a little low kick, they will always try to side it, and they will get hit by the back 3. That's like a day 1 Paul setup against people who are not so familiar, not experienced against Paul. And I think, yeah, I mean, Paul does have a very easy time launching people and counter people, and he has very big damage. But in saying that, he does have, in my opinion, he does have an issue playing aggressively because he's really slow, sluggish, and like the Demolition Man requires require you to go really close, and it requires clean hit. But of course, as a trade-off, like if he does the 1+2 on block, it's safe. So I think that's stupid. They should be made unsafe, and Deathfist should be made unsafe, like back in Taken Tag 2. Yeah, I don't think those 2 moves need to be like safe. And obviously, he doesn't need to have this. Well, he has always had big damage, so maybe his damage should stay, but he needs to be made a bit more unsafe. What do you guys think? Demoman last hit is not safe. Yeah, but hey, sup, Alchemist, how's going, bro? It's unsafe, but it's with a lot of pushbacks. I don't think a lot of characters can punish him. I don't know. I'm not a Paul expert, but I know that certain characters like Noctis can obviously punish him. Maybe I don't know, Dragunov. What else? I don't know. I do know that Noctis can. Demoman is a trash move. Yeah, I don't rate Demoman really high, but you know, maybe Death Fist needs to be unsafe. What do you think? Well, it is unsafe technically again, but I don't know. What do you think? What do you think of what is like if you were to nerf Paul, what would you do, Alchemist? Can Soga? Oh, really? Okay. Oh, that's nice. I guess that's nice for Yoshi players. We neutral Color Circle back 4. Well, Color Circle back 4 used to be +4 on block, you know, back in Tekken Tag 2, and it was basically his main mix-ups. So now it's only +1. I think it's okay. As long as you don't, like, you're aware that a defensive Paul players is bound to throw that out, you know? I think Color Circle back 4 is okay. Down F2 recovery. What's the recovery now? I mean, like, with recovery? Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, his, yeah, again, his combo damage needs to be nerfed. I agree. I totally agree with that. Down F2 recovery? Yeah, I think, yeah, that's one of the things as well. Yeah. Yeah, Paul, like, it's not like Jin, Zafina, Julia, Leroy, and Fakram. I don't think, yeah, I agree. Like, there's not a lot of things that needs to be touched. Yeah, on Paul, yeah. And I agree. I think down to with recovery needs to be nerfed, and some of the damage needs to be nerfed. Yeah, down to is very ridiculous in terms of range and high crush and everything. 4-1 plus. Yeah, that's actually a stupid move, eh? I don't think Paul needs that kind of evasion. So you're right. Maybe that needs to have like lesser evasion or something like that, right? But I think instead they're giving him another evasive move in season 4. Am I right? I don't know where I get that impression from, but I have no idea why they're giving him another evasion move. Yeah, I agree. It should be launch punishable. But okay, I think that's probably it for Paul. Again, I'm just aware of the time, so let's move on to Law. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know about Law. If anything, I get annoyed by Law's parry. I think his parry is pretty stupid. It has been there since, well, kind of since DR. I mean, Tekken 5, to be honest. But it wasn't as annoying back in, like, it only got really annoying in 6.0 and then later BR. And I don't know, like, I just don't like Law's parry. Other than that, I don't find Law as bad, if you know what I mean. I don't even know if I would put Law in S tier. Like, he's solid. He has everything. He has punish, like, his punish game is one of the best in the game. I believe he can be played in a very balanced way. Like, he can go in aggressively and doing some random shit, some risky shit. At the same time, he can play a punishment-based game. He can play it in a very turtle, like, defensive way. So he's a very, very well-balanced and good character. I just don't know what you need to, I mean, again, I just hate his parry, and other than that, I don't see there's anything that needs to be nerfed. What do you guys think? 1, 2, 3. Well, you know, maybe if 1, 2, 3 was splat, it'd be alright. What do you think? Yeah, I agree. I think Law's fine. I don't really see anything that needs to be changed with this guy. I mean, again, it's just parry. For me anyway. Yeah, I think everyone agrees that he's alright. Alright, let's see. Next character is Kazumi. I'm not sure why I put Kazumi there, but I just feel that a good Kazumi player can bring her up to S tier. And again, there's nothing to really complain about Kazumi. Like, I don't think, like, Kazumi, you need to be good with her. You need to have a neutral to play Kazumi. You can't play a Onga Bonga or a random stuff and be able to, like, win. Especially not even in tournaments. Like, with characters like Julia, Zafina especially, and some of the characters like Marduk, you can kind of like do strange, silly stuff. Even with Law, you can do silly stuff like and be able to. But I don't think with Kazumi. Yeah, I think Kazumi can just be as she is, in my opinion. Like, you can give her some more moves. Like, she has been like toned up and down a few times, right? I think she is good as where she is right now. And yeah, and I think a good Kazumi can bring her up to S tier. A so-so Kazumi would put her in a kind of A tier. But if you're not very good with Kazumi, I wouldn't like. I would even put her in a C tier. Like, if you're not good with Kazumi. So yeah, Kazumi, she is a bit boring. Yeah, oh well. Yeah, I agree. Kazumi is just a bit boring, isn't she? Like, I agree. I personally don't like playing Kazumi because to me she's a bit boring. But yeah, let's go to Steve. Let's go to Steve. Now, I think Steve is an interesting one. I personally don't really. I don't personally like hate Steve at all. I'm like most comfortable with this Steve matchup. I mean, that's because we used to have a lot of Koreans. They're really good at Steve, and I'm just like really, really, really comfortable with the Steve matchup. But apart from that, I think Fing has a very easy time against Steve, in my opinion. So and but I think a lot of players hate Steve. Like, I don't know, what do you guys think of Steve? Is that because he's too safe? But what do you think of what needs to be done with Steve? 3-4. Derek Master 3-4 and Punchberry against Steve. So many crushes. Like high crushes. Like, you mean like back one and down 4-2? Is that what you're saying? Tiger Styles. Oh wait, remove Sonic Fan Rage Drive. I mean, I guess he's already really good. I mean, Sonic Fan Rage Drive, I would say, is one of the best Rage Drive in the game. That's for sure. Flicker. Well, the Flicker, like, if you don't push your button, and there isn't any lows in the Flicker, right? Like, Flicker is only useful when you push buttons, right? Give him a kick just for fun. Well, he does have a kick. He does have a kick. He has a up 4. He has a down back 3-2. Am I right? Yeah, I don't really know about what you need to do with Steve A. Like, he is strong, but yeah, for me he's okay. Maybe just damage nerf. What do you guys think? Yeah, like. Akuma is top because his execution so hot. Zazab, you're late to the stream, and we've already gone through. Yes, I agree. We've already been through Akuma 100 times. I don't want to talk about Akuma anymore. Yeah, but yeah, I think Steve is fine. Now let's move on to Geese. All right, so. Personally, I used to have a lot of trouble against Geese, but now I'm like absolutely fine against Steve. Like, he's one of my most comfortable matchups. I think Geese is generally fine. It's just like when he gets a bar, he can kill you with like one combo with 2 hits. I think again, it's just his damage needs to be nerfed. Other than that, I think he's pretty okay now. Geese without meters is pretty like in my opinion is not that great. It's pretty fair. There's nothing like I feel he's so bullshit anymore. I think for Geese it's just the damage nerf would be alright. I think that's it for Geese. There's nothing more to say about Geese. If I were to put him in S tier, I would put him like really just at the last. Like he can barely make it in. Like when you have Fahkumram, why would you even pick Geese? You know what I mean? Like for the same kind of damage output, you always have access to anytime you get a counter hit with Fahkumram. But with Geese, you do need a meter, so I just don't see how Geese can be like, I just don't rate him that high, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I agree, Colossus. Damage nerf. 241. Oh, that move. Yeah. I think just overall he just need a bit of a damage nerf. I think we can all agree to that, and I think that's all he need to be changed. All right, let's move on to A tier. I'm not gonna go through every because I just don't have enough time. But let's go through some of the characters. Now, Modok, where the fuck do I start about this character? He is so bloody annoying, and sorry to say this. I think that Modok players knows that they are annoying. They're annoying as fuck, in my opinion. Like, I think his neutral tools are okay. I don't really care. It's the fact that his damage, again, it's his damage. It's just his rage drive damage. It's just crazy. Tackle, I guess tackle you have ways to deal with it. Like you can hop kick, you can jump forward, jump back. I'm okay with the normal tackle. It's the rage drive and it's the damage. It's like you can tackle, but shouldn't you have 3 bloody options, and why each option takes a big chunk of your health? It's crazy, man. It doesn't really require any execution or setups to do the tackle, and it's not like I can really punish the tackle anyways. So I think in my opinion his damage needs to be nerfed, and the house sweep in a ready position, and this the down 1+2, that car flipping move. My god, that's so annoying because if you duck, you get tackled or you get hit by the mid. If you don't in certain situation, it's actually a 50-50. That there's no other third options you can do against this. And I think it's I think his damage needs to be nerfed. The grab of unbreakable but not actually hit property, so it can be used in the combo. What do you mean? Should be a grab. What grab? Oh, you mean the rage drive? Well, for me, I don't know about rage drive. To me, it's just why can you jump over Gigas' rage drive, but you cannot do the same thing against Modok, right? To me, that's stupid, and his damage is just so high, and I think his damage needs to be nerfed, and pretty much that's it. And I don't really rate his neutral tool. I mean, if anything, I think downfall 1, his uppercut. I think his uppercut, it's very what's the term in English? Decisive, is it? How you say it? You think it's really short, but it's longer than it looks. You know what I'm saying? It tricks you into believing that you're not gonna get hit by the uppercut, but no, actually it's much longer than it looks, and it has a little bit of high crush property, and it tracks one side. Deceptive, yes, thank you for the deceptive. Yeah, I really don't like that move. Yeah, and I think that maybe they can shorter the range a bit. Yeah, I think if anything in his neutral, I think that's the only thing I would like to see getting nerfed. Yeah. Yeah, break tackle, I don't know. Like if made it punishable, then it is a big change, you know, because no throws or tackles was ever in Tekken made punishable on break, right? So I don't know. I don't know if they would make something like that, but it's an interesting idea. Yeah, okay. Let's move on to Kazuya. Like, no, not really. I don't. I won't even go through Kazuya. I think he's fine. I mean, honestly, I think he's fine. Uh, I don't know. I mean, people might disagree. Like, a lot of people hate Mishimas, but I mean, seriously, there isn't much to hate about Mishimas. Maybe only online. Like, Mishimas are hard to play. Like, they not as good as you think they are. They're actually very hard to play, and it's just, yeah, there's nothing like much to say about Kazuya. I think he can stay as where he is. Um, like I would like to have the electric on Worth, like the Worth punishable frames back to like before they patched up. Like I think it was a fair game. Now it's still okay, but like obviously he's stronger. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I understand Colossus. I think if you know how to play against Mishima, like Mishima players will have a really hard time. If you just keep your distance in a certain like in a certain way, in a certain range, like Mishimas can only get you with either house sweep or electric, right? And if you just duck and stand up like fuzzy block, you can duck the high, block the house sweep at the same time, get up in time to guard against 443. With these, and also you can sidestep up left. It's actually very hard for Mishima players. Mishima players has to risk a lot of shit like while standing two down for. It's actually very hard for Mishima players. I've been a casual Mishima player since the I know it's not that easy to play Mishima, trust me, and I know exactly how to beat Mishimas. And hey, sup, bro, man? How's it going, man? Um, but yeah, I mean, of course, there are legit 50-50 situations. But I mean, you gotta be really good with Mishima to win. Like, in my personal view is that there's nothing you need to do with Kazuya, or at least, right? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm just before season four. Before we're getting season four, I'm just gonna do a little review on season three's tier list one more time and what needs to be changed. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to Dragunov. Again, I don't think there's anything that needs to be changed with Dragunov at the moment. I think he's pretty, like, he's strong, but again, he's pretty balanced. There isn't anything that I feel particularly that needs to be changed with Dragunov. Like, what do you guys think? Like, Sharpener is 0 unblocked, which is fine. And like, if you do while standing 4, people can like interrupt you with. So like, there's a lot of options and mind games involved. So it doesn't really benefit him either way. Benefit him or his opponent. So I think Dragunov is pretty okay. What do you guys think? War carry? What I mean, yeah, I guess, I mean, his war carry was very outstanding, but given season 3, everyone kind of has the kind of war carry, so his war carry like doesn't stand out that much anymore, if you know what I mean. Like, like if it was in season 2, I would say that his war carry was insane. Like Lee, him, a couple of others, but because now, like, even Josie, you know what I mean, like, has like insane war carry, and when you have a Julia, like, Dragunov's war carry is really nothing. Yeah, I mean, Dragunov's damage is like okay. I wouldn't say too overpowered. Like, I mean, if you compare him to Fulcrum and Leroy, I guess he's not really that busted in terms of damage, eh? Yeah, I think he's pretty average at everything as well. Like obviously, if you can do a point blank for like the Russian assault 3 times in a row, you're fucking god tier. But honestly, only a few people can do it consistently when they really need to. So with that, I would say Dragunov is definitely A tier. Without that, like his aggressiveness immediately kind of goes down. Yeah, but I think that's Dragunov. Now Alyssa, I think Alyssa actually needs a bit of nerves. And yes, that's partly because of Bloody Wowza. Yes, I agree. But in general, let's be objective. I think now people always complain about her chainsaw stunts. I think her chainsaw is not the biggest problem. Like really, if you know what you're dealing with the chainsaws, um, chainsaws aren't that like if you don't duck, all you take is the low, right? And I don't think it's the chainsaw that's the biggest issue. It is that she is so bloody safe. Like everything she does, it's so bloody safe. Plus, she has the movement and the safe counter tools like uppercut, fall, all that sort of stuff. And it just makes her such a well-rounded defensive character. And yeah, I think like honestly, this is my honest opinion. Like Julia is much stronger than Alyssa in terms of aggressiveness. And a good Julia player will beat a good Alyssa player, in my opinion. But on average, Alyssa players feel like you feel that Alyssa players are on average stronger than Julia players. That's just my opinion. Why? Because Alyssa is so safe. And she gets a lot of counter moves. And plus, she has a lot of gimmicky stuff, like the chainsaws. I think if I were to change her chainsaws, maybe make it a little bit more unsafe, and just overall, I think she needs a bit of like her safe like -11 moves needs to be toned down, maybe -12, -13. I would like to see -13 so that for Fang and other like a lot of characters, you can get shoulder something more consistently. Even with -12, a lot of stuff can't really be punished with a lot of characters. And plus, she has a bit of a pushback with a lot of moves as well. Her power crash, for example, is it starts up in 6 frames. It's really good wolf splat, and it's just basically a really good move. And it's only like what -13, not even -14, right? And sometimes -12. Why? And her forward 1+2, like I swear to God, that's one of the best homing move. Like it's not even a homing, but it's one of the best wall pressure move in the game. Like, and after the one, again it's minus like 13 or not 13, depending on the range, right? So that's just like it's free for Alyssa players to just throw it out all the time. Like it's just free. Honest, my opinion. And I think yes, I agree. Like Alyssa allows players to make a lot of mistakes and not like getting away with it. I think that's the thing. But I think she's balanced in a way that she's not very damaging, and her aggressiveness is not that strong. So I mean, I have to be fair. Like I wouldn't put her in anywhere near S tier. But I think if anything, she needs to be toned down. I think it's her being too safe. That needs to be toned down a little bit. And other than that, I think she's okay. Make her a mistake and you either whiff punish or get a jab from... Yeah, that's true. I think her whiff recovery and block punishment should be increased. Okay, let's go to Brian. I don't think Brian needs to be nerfed. I think Brian is really okay with where he is. He's not that easy to play. He needs to, like, a strong Brian player needs taunt. If not jet uppercut, at least back 4. And Brian is safe for sure, but his moves are slow. So it's not like a steep back 1. a lot of people hate his 3+4, but 3+4 is extremely slow. Like if you don't whiff in kind of medium range, like you won't get countered by Brian. If you get countered by Brian's back one, just means you're pushing buttons and at the wrong time. Hatch kick is maybe could be a little bit more punishable. And that's it. I personally don't think that Brian needs to be like nerfed. You know, I think he can stay where he is. Honestly. Super difficult. Nah, he doesn't need nerf. You have to think ahead with Brian. Yeah, I agree, bro, man. Like, I really don't think Brian, and to be honest with you, a good Brian player can lift him up to A level, but in my opinion, in general, and like my Brian, I wouldn't put it in A. I would put myself in the B. No, sometimes I wouldn't even put myself in the B when I play Brian because I can't do some of the stuff with Brian, right? And you need optimal combo, which is hard. Now you need tone jet uppercut and at least tone back four, something like that to be able to. Otherwise, you know, it's very hard with Brian. So, yeah. Now Shaheen, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know why people put him in A or even S. Like the Koreans rate him really high, but I just don't understand that. Like, yeah, I don't know. I put him there because everyone put him really high. I personally played a little bit of Shaheen and I feel it's really difficult. He's like a suck version of Law and a kind of like Claudio in a way, and kind of like, yeah, and it just I don't know why he's so strong. Like why is Shaheen good neutral to I mean, I do agree that he has a little good tools, but he's simple and effective, but I still don't understand why he's so highly rated. Like, he has an orbital, but it's kind of slow and like sluggish and doesn't have a good range. And he has like a hop kick, but it's like -13, like average. It doesn't high crush that well. Then he has a slide, which is okay, but he doesn't have any house sweeps. I don't know, like, I just don't know. Good rule for punishing mistakes. Oh, okay. Slide is a big part. If you slide out, he would drop hard. He would drop hard. If you took slide out. Yeah, I guess because my slide, because I'm a pad player and I only figure out how to slide properly. I would say my slide is very sluggish, and that's why I don't think it's very intimidating. Right, slide, yeah. I mean, what if the slide is like sizeable, like 100%? Would you say that is that a fair nerf for Shaheen? Because I really don't know Shaheen that well. Like instead of like no slide, maybe, or maybe there's no full level. I don't know. Like, does Shaheen? Do you guys think Shaheen needs to be nerfed though? Right, then, yeah, I don't, yeah. Again, I personally don't think Shaheen needs to be nerfed, but a little bit. So if you were to nerf Shaheen, what would you do? What would you do, Brahman? What would you do to nerf him? Oh, someone, sorry, I gotta go back. I always have to go back. Ah, it's Sim, FGC, what's up, my bro? Thanks for the follow. Not too much. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I personally don't really know, but I'll leave it to you guys. Maybe we'll come back, okay? A Devilgen, again, like, I don't know. I think maybe if there's one thing that needs to be nerfed. Oh, okay. Snake needs to nerfing, like, is too busted. Tracking way too much, stop you from moving. Oh, I see. Okay. I guess that must be a very fair comment, because I personally don't know Shaheen that well, so I haven't really got to know how annoying his what do you call it, the stance into two, the property of that. But okay, that might be that seems to be a fair nerf suggestion. Cool. All right. Let's move on to Devilgen. Devilgen, I don't know. Like, if anything, like if you take out his house sweep, he'll be just like back in BR. He'd be quite bad. Maybe up for 4 right now. It's still kind of like a mix-up situation, right? You can't get up. You get up, you get hit by everything. So maybe completely take that out. Like just basically no follow-up whatsoever, no Oki whatsoever after that. Right. Yeah, but yeah, other than that, Devil Jin, I don't. Again, Devil Jin is like Kazuya. I don't really like. They're good, but they're good in their in good hands, and they're not very easy to play. And like in competitions, how many pro Mishimas do you see really? Like online they're annoying, but that's online. So yeah. All right, next Lee. Lee. Okay, I mean Lee's strong, but I mean, for his execution, like, I mean, if you compare him to Akuma, right? His execution is not really lower than Akuma. It's different, but I would say he is also very execution heavy. And I don't know, like Lee, I think is very strong. But again, I think I'm fine with Lee. The down 3 is launch punishable, so that's fair. Everything he does is pretty much like launch. Like everything he does that can launch you is punishable. Now at least like 13 frames or something. So yeah, there's nothing like too bad about Lee. I think. Um, you think Devilgen is cooked? Devilgen move well rounded. Ease relatively least pretty good, but not too strong. Yeah, I agree. All right, the next one, I really need your guys' help. I have no bloody idea. Like this is one of my worst. Like I have a worst matchup knowledge against Eliza, or whatever you call this. I just call her the vampire girl. I have no idea why she's so strong. Like she seems to be a cheap version of Akuma. And I mean, obviously, as a 2D, she has the 2D stuff, but why is she like so busted? And what needs to be nerfed? I really need your guys' help there, because I have no bloody idea about this character. Isn't as good as they say. I'm lacking too. Liza isn't as good as they say. Okay. Like, I don't know, like, what. Is it because of the dive kick? Is that why she's so. But isn't dive kick like -6? Or something according to how close she does the dash kick, right? Like, I don't even know why she's been rated so high. Like, obviously, the Pakistan players rate her very high, and obviously, they know. And then, like, Koreans say the same thing all of a sudden, so. She has. Is it because of the dive kick? Nike load? If they don't need her meter and buff life bar, that's instant big buff for her. You mean like if they don't nerf her meter? Yeah, so you mean like she has really good neutral, is that what you're saying? She has really good pokings and neutral tools. Oh no, I mean you mean like she has big damage? What do you like? Sorry, I'm very bad at understanding 2D characters. Like they just don't register in my mind. Yeah, true. Down 3, yeah, I keep forgetting. Yeah, that's just like Akuma and Geese. Good damage. Yeah, I agree. Like maybe she again. So maybe to nerf her, maybe to increase her meter gain. So she sorry, to decrease it by maybe let's say 20% or something like that, right? Like what they did to Geese. Yeah. I think she needs to get the same treatment as Geese as well, but not top tier. I see. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like, she is good, but I don't think she is S tier. Like, I don't think she's anywhere near Akuma, to be honest. So, yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, that's all I know about Eliza. I'm sorry. I mean, zero mark. I wish I could talk more about her, but I really don't know. Okay, I put Negan. Next one. I really want to talk about Negan. I actually put him in A tier. Why? This character is bloody underrated. He is fucking good, and I don't know why people don't play him in tournament. He has every save. Like, he's basically a stronger version of Miguel, and he has better tools than Brian does when it comes to plus, I don't know why people rate him so low. I play him and I think he's like his movement is better than Brian's, but he has a lot of plus move like back 1+2. It's very hard to sidestep. Then you have a 1-2, 1+2, 1-2-4, and you have a good homing move. Like back, well, homing not really good, but back 2. And then his movement is really good. Everything like he has save 442. He has save 441+2. That's counter launch and tracks as well. So that's basically like Leroy's 441+2. Then he has a lot of stuff that's just counter launching, right? Like back 2, right? That's a lot of damage. And he has like down forward 4-3 to make sure that you don't duck, so that he can do the intimidation stance. I don't know, like. His push is strong. Yeah, and his 4-4 so running 2 is like +9 on block. And it leaves a bit of gap as well, so you don't have to do another one in point blank position. So I don't know, like I think he's pretty underrated. Oh yeah, the shovel, right? Yeah, exactly. And now that in his stance he's got the low and the throw, it actually has a legit mix-up like mind game now. I don't know, like I don't know why. Well, he's like Miguel in the sense that he has a lot of punch streams, like down for 1-1, down for 1-1-2, down for 1-1 something, down for 1-4, whatever. Dude is being. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I personally put him in A. I know you guys would put him in what? A B, right? Usually you guys would put him in the B tier, right? I personally put him in A tier. What do you mean by more momentum? What does that mean? Like more momentum, as in like more aggressive? Justified. Yeah, what would you put Colossus? Sorry, I don't know where to stress put the right stress. Colossus. So would you put him in a B? Because I think I put him in an A. For you, would you put him in B or what? Like what would you put him? High B. Yeah, fair enough. I guess I put him in low A minus ish because I didn't, I wasn't going to make such a complicated like A plus, A minus, that kind of stuff. But I get you. Yeah, cool. Oh, you think? Oh, okay, okay, okay. All right. I guess that's it for S and A tier. Maybe let's move on to B tier. I think Bob is actually. I don't. Well, to be honest, I think Bob is pretty good. I mean, I don't know. Like, don't you guys think Bob is underrated a bit? Um, do you think like Bob is a bit underrated? I don't know. Like, I feel that Bob can play like a normal character and can like he has some obvious weaknesses like a 15 frame punish and everything, but like his power crush, his wave dash and health sweep, and I don't know. Like, I think he's pretty underrated. He's a white Mishima. Yeah, I think he's a white Mishima without the Mishima genes. So yeah, I agree. Nike load. Nike load. I think he lacks just all he lacks is the 15 frame Punisher, and then other than that, I think he's pretty okay. And his power crash, like forward 1+2, the tummy, is only like -13, but it's wood splat and decent damage. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't think that Bob needs to be changed. I think he can stay where he is. Like, to be honest, I think up to B tier, like S tier needs to be nerfed. Some of the A tiers need to be nerfed, but B tiers they can either get a little bit buffed or they can stay where they are. Yeah, I think if he had a 15 frame, he would definitely move to like Mishima level. So yeah, let's talk about Huarong. Okay, look, Huarong is a bit of, I think it's very controversial with Huarong. Uh, I think Huarong, like if you know how to deal with Huarong, you sidestep left and then you duck, you duck and send up. And if you keep ducking, like if people do exercise, if you keep ducking, like commit to ducking, if your opponent doesn't do the launching mids, it's always like a 50-50. If you side them and duck and send up, then there's no 50-50. So and certain character like Zafina, Alyssa can just backdash or sidestep completely out of his mix-ups. I really don't like. I get it. Huaran is very annoying, and if you don't know how to deal with him, he's gonna crush you. He's basically like a noob killer. There's no way you can beat him if you don't know him. But if you do know him, I don't think Huaran is that strong. What do you guys think? His two throw shouldn't have the ground guaranteed hit though. Oh, you mean like the back three? Yeah, yeah, I agree. Like, I think I don't know. Like, do you guys think Huaran needs to be buffed though? I mean, to be honestly, I think he's like giving him the bakes. The I don't see like he is already have like two like one orbital and one like mid launcher already and another no actually it's three already. So what's the point of giving him another one? Like why? Like honestly, I don't think he needs another like hop kick ish thing. Backdash can get a nerf recovery nerf, but that's it. Backlash. Which one is a backlash? Sorry, I don't know the term of. But I think he's fine. I'm comfortable with him. I think most people are comfortable with him, eh? The people who are not comfortable with Huarong, basically they lack a bit of Huarong knowledge. Like, if they know the matchup, they will know that Huarong is pretty risky. And it's not, like, surely he's annoying, but only in certain situations he's very, very good. Open in the neutral position, he's not that great. Yeah, yeah, I think probably. Oh, sorry, did I hear a sub? Oh, Direxatron, what's up, man? Thanks for the follow. Yeah, so I think yeah, Huarong should. I don't think there needs to be any more nerfs down to Huarong. I think he can just stay where he is, and I really don't see the point of giving him the bakes hop kick. Like he has already got three of those, and surely he doesn't need another one. But we'll see. We'll see what they're gonna do with him. He's a very controversial one, I believe. All right, the next one, Gang Liu. Again, Gang Liu is a character I am not very familiar with. Like, I haven't had much encounter against Gang Liu. I play him myself a little bit. I wouldn't say I'm an expert. And against Gang Liu, I'm kind of okay-ish. I wouldn't say I'm so comfortable, but I wouldn't put him like very uncomfortable. So I don't know. Like, I think Gang Liu, like I don't know, like the Gang Liu's mix-ups. If you just backdash, you can backdash out of most of his mix-ups, right? And his some of his mix-ups are very annoying, like the rolling on the floor, and but they're not very damaging. And even on counter, he doesn't get anything, right? Um, he needs to like stick like I think he only gets annoying when he sticks to you and does the down forward 3 into down 1+2, which is only +1. Like it used to be like +4 or 5 back in Tekken Tag 2. Now it's only +1, meaning you can challenge. You can like, but and like in terms of lows, like his down back 2 is a snake hit, is fully reactable, is really slow. A couple of lows are very annoying, but not really like to the point where they can make a comeback with those lows. So I don't know, like I don't rate him super high. I feel that he's just annoying and not super safe, but not super not safe. I don't know. I can't say much about Gang Yu. Do you think he needs a nerf or buff? Who plays Gang Yu here? The thing, we don't have a lot of Gang Yu players in New Zealand. I only know Badajo and LB. I don't know. Yeah, I think he has clear weaknesses, so like there's nothing much to say about. Like he doesn't have a time frame punish. It's just a headbutt, right? And headbutt not on counter, he doesn't even get a follow up. Like doesn't get guaranteed shoulder attack, which is forward 3+4. So I don't know. It's cheap though. Only -11. I guess that's something. But then because he doesn't have a time frame punish, so yeah. I don't know. I mean, I will leave Gang Yu to it for now because I really don't know anything about him. Let's go to King. Look, I don't know. Like, from what I heard, like, I watched Aslan Nash. I listened to Aslan Nash's analysis. He really doesn't rate King really high. He puts him in D tier, like the lowest tier. He says that if you're a professional player, you should be able to break 90% of the, like 99% of the throws, whichever throws a King player throws out. And without the throw game, because King doesn't have a good low games, so King is basically nothing. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a King player. I don't know. It just feels that. I don't know. What do you guys think of King? Waiting for the King Prophet to come and show how he should be done. Like, King is good because what? Because of the throws? Is it because of his throws? Like, he doesn't need throws. But like, I mean, does have some good neutral tools like down forward 2-1, down forward 1-2, and things like that, right? Like, I agree. But I don't know, like, to me, Kings are just very annoying online, but they're not really of a big threat offline. Like, I wouldn't say I can break 90% of throws, but I would say like at least break 80% of giant wins and normal throw. I mean, I don't know, like most King players just use throws as his main game. I mean, obviously he's a grappler, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I put him in the B because most people put him in the B or A sometimes, but Aslan really put him low. Like Aslan put him in the D tier. Like he thinks that, or not D tier, but like B as in his like low tier. And he didn't. He when he commented on King, he's like King is not really a good character. If he can break throws, he really doesn't have anything. You know what I mean? So I don't know. So yeah, he has a good back one, but like yeah, I don't know. It doesn't hit me very often. I just you just gotta be conscious of it, I guess. But yeah, and Armor King, same thing. I don't know. Like Armor King does seem to have more neutral tools than King does, but then King is stronger than Armor King usually. Is that right? Like again, I don't know why. Is King's Armor King stronger than? I mean, like Armor King has wave dash and has his frames aren't that good, but like Armor King does have some annoying stuff, right? Well, personally, I hate Armor King more than King actually, and I just don't know why. Over the place in this game. Like I don't know. Like I find a Armor King more annoying than King. I don't know. That's just my personal feeling. I really can't really rate those characters since I'm not expert with those characters. So and I don't have like a lot of experience against these characters. I do have some experience, but I don't have a lot. So I can't really make any judgment. King has better everything. Better range, better. Fair enough, and better throw games. I think. Yeah. Well, I guess that's pretty much it. I probably will leave King and Armor King to the experts to discuss. Now, Claudio. It's again a character that I don't really have any trouble against. It's one of my pretty comfortable matchup. I can't really say much about Claudio. If anything, just a hop kick. To be honest, nothing else too crazy about this character. Which 14 frame is crazy? King has been. They give some best tools to King. Why? So, Claudio, what do you guys think? Not Claude. Aren't you a Claudio main? Damage 3-1 hit confirm with war splat. Yeah, is it not like punishable? Is it like just if you just be patient at war and try to slowly walk away, walk around it, wouldn't be that? Because I absolutely do nothing at the war against Claudio because of the strings he has. Like I just slowly wait and I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he's as good as before, right? Oh, you're leaving. Sorry, man. Sorry, man. I guess I confused you with someone else. Save option. Yeah, I mean, to me, the thing about Claudio is that he doesn't have a really good low. Like he has a couple of annoying lows and side step forward and things like that, but he just doesn't like. There's nothing like he doesn't knock down on here. He doesn't give him a lot of plus. Down three gives him a bit of plus, but the down by three is minus, isn't it? Puts him on minus, and it's just yeah. And the back 3-3 delay, like that's a trick. That's an old trick. When it came out, it was broken because everyone pushed the button after that. But now nobody pushes buttons. So I don't know. Like I just think that he's okay. And I think he's okay where he is. If you give him a stronger low, he will definitely become better. But that's that. I think nothing more to say about him. Claudius most of the time trying to get you to the war and gets war pressure. I see. Well, I guess the better strategy against Claudio is choosing a no war stage, eh? Yeah, but I guess that's my analysis on Claudio since I'm not too familiar with this character. Now Anna, again, Anna is a bit of a controversial. Like it's a very controversial one. Like some people say she's trash, C tier. Others say no, she's underrated, she's B tier. I put it in B because let's be honest. In competitions, in the first two, she does have some decent 50-50 and mix-ups. So like she can do a bit of damage and cause a bit of upset. So I'll just put her in B. I don't know. Like I think she's underrated. She's not super good, but she's not bad. Like I wouldn't say she's super good. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I agree. Like first to two, I think she's very viable, but first to 5 and 10, definitely not first to 10. She's way too risky for first to 10. But in the first two games, she's like high risk, high reward. If you duck, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's and she's heavy rushdown. Like, especially I think most of the New Zealand Anna players, they prefer the heavy rushdown style, and it's working out very well. I think yeah, I would personally put her in the B. Yeah, I think she's very linear. That's I agree. I agree. Like personally, I don't have a lot of trouble against Anna, because I've learned my lessons. But yeah, she can be annoying sometimes. And the Anna plays free. Oh wow, that's a big claim. Wow, wow, wow. I think a lot of people will disagree. Will try to challenge you. Um, but yeah, yeah, that's my opinion on her. Um, C tier, Asuka. I don't know much about her. Just in general, people put her in C tier. I mean, obvious. Maybe like her time frame punishment is really really bad, isn't it? Like she only gets a jab. You think Asuka should be in B? Yeah, I agree. Like I don't know much about Asuka. I think she's like high C or like low B, something like that. Just key charge. Hey, sup, Exilus? How's it going, man? I was talking to Leroy this afternoon. I mean, she does have some decent defensive options. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't rate her really high. There's nothing much to say about. She has some good tools, but most players you see at the mid or low level just don't know what's going on. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I think yeah. She does have some annoying moves. 4-4-3, for example, back three, like back 1+4. These are good moves, but yeah, I think she's not very explosive. At least, like her war carry is very so-so as well. So I wouldn't like rate her super high, but yeah, I agree. Like maybe B, but like B minus if I had the B minus option, or C plus or something like that. Yeah. Now what about Nina, guys? Like Nina, I don't know. Like I don't believe like in competition. I think Anna is more viable than Nina. Like in the first to three. And Nina does need very hard execution. And she doesn't really have a low. It's just a sweep. I mean, yeah, it's annoying. It's cheap, but you don't get anything out of it. Yeah, I think Nina just a lot of stuff you can sidestep, right? It doesn't even track, and you can easily like backdash out of it. Like Nina, I think Nina is again a heavy rushdown. Like if you don't have enough Nina knowledge, you'll lose to her. But other than that, I don't think she's that great. Yeah, I think she needs buffs too. I actually, honestly, I think she needs a bit of buffs too. And she's of high execution as well. Yeah, no, they don't, eh? I mean, they should, but they shouldn't like, they shouldn't go, like, I think that with Julia and Akuma, it's a bit over the top, whereas with Leroy and Falcron, it was just basically, like, stupid. No execution, but high reward. Like in my opinion, like I said before, maybe you weren't in the stream yet, but I said that let's say if average combo, like normal easy combo does 60, if you have a high execution, I think it's fair to allow maybe 70 or 75, but it's stupid to have like 100 or more, you know? So if let's say Julia does 70 with wall-to-wall carry, I'm fine with it, but not like, like 100 more. Yeah, Nina is definitely fun. I played her a little bit, and she's just difficult. I have to say, she's very difficult. I'll never bring her out in the tournament. But yeah, that's my opinion on Nina. Now let's look at Raven. Now I really enjoying playing Raven. I think in the long sets she's very viable, but in short sets I think unless your opponent don't really know Raven, like Raven is a type of character that needs time to condition your opponent and watch carefully your opponent's responses. Like what does your opponent do when you're back turn? Does he press a button? Does he side save? Does he, whatever? And in the first two, you just don't always get the luxury, especially like say you're against Fuck Run, where he can kill you with one combo and one mix up. Like you just don't have the luxury to even do that. Um, but other than that, I think Raven is really fun to play. She's very technical, and she's you need a big brain to play you know Master Raven, in my opinion. So, but yeah, but in general, I think competition wise, she's not that great. Her reward and risk kind of like she's more riskier than getting a, like than she get. I believe like she's kind of like either high risk, high reward, or like a bit of high risk but medium to low reward kind of character. So I wouldn't rate her very high. But if I was to rate her based on how interesting she is, I definitely put her in S tier. Yeah. Raven players stank. Why? Raven players like they don't harm you. There's nothing Raven like does is so cheap though. Like maybe except a house sweep. Like, but you gotta give her something. Otherwise, like she's not viable at all. I mean, yeah, that's all I can say about Raven. I really like playing her. I think her combo is need a lot of conversion and flexibility, and like so you got to know these. And I think um, also she requires a bit of execution. Like she's not completely without any execution. I would say that she's a, like a medium execution character too. So I yeah that's my opinion on Raven. Um, Heihachi, I think Heihachi. All right, bro, man. Thanks for tuning in again. Hey, yeah, man. Thank you for Yeah, I really appreciate it. Have a good day, eh? Heihachi, I really don't rate Heihachi. Like Heihachi, well, alternatively, you could go after I finish analyzing Heihachi. I mean, I think let's be honest. Heihachi really depends on one thing: whether your opponent can see Hashi down back two. If your opponent can react to Hashi, that's it. If your opponent can't react to Hashi, you got a game. That's basically what I think of Heihachi. Like, I gotta turn the lights on. Sorry, give me one moment. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. Like Heihachi, like he has some good poking, like poke games. Um, he has okay, like decent damage. War carry, very so-so. But he has no lows. Like so, basically, if you can kind of see Hashi, then basically you don't have to like duck against Heihachi whatsoever. Then 442 is not even a thing, right? Like basically, if you can't react to Hashi, then you have Hashi and 442. I think Heihachi needs a bit of a like buff. If I were to buff Heihachi, I would either make Hashi unreactable. So instead of like 23, 24 frames, make it like 20 or 21. So unreactable, but launch unpunished, or make it not launch punishable, maybe like minus 14, or I mean, or maybe nerf the damage of Hashi a little bit more to make it safer. Um, yeah, it's like even a little low kick, like the down back 3 is minus 13. That's stupid. Yeah, well, I agree. But online, like online, everyone is pretty toxic. So you can't really base that off online though. Yeah, I mean, down back three is yeah. Sorry, I correct myself. Down back three is launch punishable. It's stupid. It's just stupid. Like Why? That's just a little low kick that does like absolutely nothing, and it's not even that long. So I think that's pretty stupid. Like every low Heihachi does is super risky, and plus Hashi is reactable to some people. They can 100% react to it, or at least like 90 or 80%. So it's like Heihachi got no low game at all. Like he has to basically like wolf punish and pressure, and that's it. And even pressure with low lows. So it's very hard. Um, yeah, I agree. Like Heihachi is a really bad character. And he needs buffs. I think he needs one good low. That's all he needs. If he has a one good low, I'll put him in the like maybe even A tier. But because without low, I'll put him in C. Because he's just not viable. If you can't react to Hashi, I'll put him in B or at B plus or even A. But he can, he's a C. So he's just that simple. Whether you can react to Hashi or not, just that simple. Well standing. Yeah, I mean, I think in my opinion, like well-standing move, if he had a good low, then well-standing punishment sucks is okay because that's what this character was like, right? Like he has to have a little bit of flawed, otherwise he'd be too complete. But without wild punishment and he has a bad low, that's just not good. Yeah, I think he really needs a good low. And just need to work on the Hashi. Give him a good low that would break his game plan design. Um, well, like it depends on. I think it depends on how you define a good low. If you give him a house sweep, that might. But if just a Hashi that does a little bit more than like maybe 20 or even 18, but it's safer, that he's still okay, if you know what I mean. Right now, like at high level, he's pretty much not viable. Yeah, I agree. It just needs to be not launch punishable. Too old. Yeah, if only age was a thing. But yeah, I think that's it for Heihachi. I hope that Brownman liked my analysis, and thank you for you know um, to having this conversation with us. I really appreciate that. Okay, I guess let's move on to Josie. With Josie, like I just feel that Josie is basically a bad version of Bruce. And nowhere near as good as Bruce. See you, man. And I've been using her for a while now, and I've been using her about the same same length as Julia, and I feel Julia is way stronger. Josie's comeback potential is bad. Her mix-ups are bad too. Like so on paper, she has a lot of good stuff like uppercut, hop kick, good track. But like when you use like her, you feel that she's really light. Is like really agile. She's really fast, and she has good backdash and movement and side movement as well. But when you put her into practice, you feel that no, she's not that strong. Her damage is not that great. Like her combo damage is okay, and war carry is okay, but her neutral damage is really bad. She has a down 4, which is annoying and safe. Well, safe, but you can still punish her with dig jab, but usually safe. But that's 9 damage, 9 bloody damage. That's what? That's lower than a down like a neutral low kick, like a down 4 or a down 3+4 for some characters, and like that's it. Like I feel that there's nothing more to talk about her. She doesn't get a lot of plus frames, like unlike and yeah, like her only good moves are 444. Um, and really that's it. I can't think of anything else. Um, I really don't rate Josie. But her Claire Redfield's outfit is S tier. Okay, that's a wife material. That's S tier. No one is gonna argue that. Downfall is meant to downfall 4. Switches the. Yeah, but that downfall 4 stance is not that scary. Yumi sized it and punished me all the time. Miss Galanda's the same thing. Like I can't even hardly. I mean, maybe I'm just suck at it, but I just can't even use it. If I use it more than twice, people will do something about it. I don't get much reward from that downfall 4 like mix up. There's nothing if you don't get countered. Yeah, it's very bad. And the high doesn't track as well. If the high was tracking, then at least like you have to either guess whether you wanna duck, stand, interrupt, or like do side move. But with high not tracking at all, like if you duck, you pretty much beat every single option. Like you don't need to even size it. It's just yeah. Stupid. And downfall does like no damages at all. You can take millions of those and you're still okay. So she's bad in my opinion, very very bad. Okay, moving on. Chloe. I think I'm. Sorry. I think she needs to be buffed. Exactly how? I think if they can give her some of the bruise stuff, like back 2, for example, and better mix-ups in her downfall 4 stunts, I think she'll be a lot better. And that's how I see it. Yeah, that's basically how I see it. And her while standing 2-1 shouldn't be this difficult in terms of execution. Like I get it, it's a 13 frame, but like you miss the full juggle more than 50% of the time. Even you get it, the damage is not that great. So it's a double-edged sword. Yes, if people do something like minus 13, you can. But if they do minus 15, you have to hop kick. Otherwise, you don't get big damage. So it's stupid. Give Yoshi Flash on her mix-up again, please. I think it'll just kill her. But yeah, okay, Lucky Chloe. I don't really know much about her. I just think that I played her a little bit. I think that if you know a couple of things about her, she doesn't really have a low game. Like just don't duck, don't get annoyed, don't push buttons when you don't need to. Like the Cali roll thing, like if you can't sidestep, you can't interrupt, just don't move. And that's it, be safe. There's nothing she can do about it. There's only one low, and it doesn't do much. And yeah. There isn't much about, like, to put her in C, actually, she could even be in D, to be honest. I don't know why some people put her in C, and I put her in C just because a lot of people put her in C. But to be honest, if I was to rate her, I would put her in D. Like, really, I don't rate her. And her range sucks. She doesn't have a good neutral game. She has damage, but that's when you get hit. I mean, if you play a Wunga Bonga kind of a style, and if your opponent don't really know about, Lucky Chloe, then yes, you'll be able to. But other than that, not really. But yeah. Okay, Lars. I actually don't know why Lars is so low. I feel he's okay. Like, I really don't know. Like, he has all the neutral tools. I mean, is it because of his range or what? Like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, of course, he's not comparable to he used to be back in BR and Tekken Tag 2, but I don't know why he's so low. Maybe because he's not that damaging, and his range got shortened. Everything got like back 1+2, up forward 4, and they got rid of his down forward 2. Now it's a while standing, like while crouching, whatever. I don't know. Like, He does have some good lows, right? 4443, wouldn't you rate that a good low? It does like 40 damage and plus 2. What is his problem? Oh, Konova! Hey man, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Combo game is really gonna. So what is it? What is it with this character? Hey, I don't understand why he's weak. It's like I don't understand why is Leo weak. I think Leo is pretty good. I still don't understand why Lars is weak. Yeah, but a lot of characters, like, you block their lows, they die. Surely it'll be more than that, right? Like, surely it's not just that, right? AV at everything. Oh, hold on. I think Honor Bless is here. I'm just gonna check the door. I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I just opened the door for Anna. All right. Let's quickly go through the rest. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know why Lars is so bad. I personally, I think he's okay. Like, he does have all the neutral tools, right? But I mean, even he said Lars is trash. So I'm sure Lars is trash. So yeah, I mean, gotta give a thumbs up to those last players, eh? Like some of the last players in New Zealand. I mean, gotta give them thumbs up because they're so brave. And one of the players called from Dunedin, I believe, he's doing really well. He's been doing really well with Lars. He nearly actually managed to beat Neo in one of the online tournaments with Lars. I mean, if Lars was as bad as they say, and I believe he is, probably, it just, I don't know how, I don't know why, but yeah, I mean, it's good. That player is really good. All right, moving on. Katarina. I played Katarina a bit myself. I loved her. Like, there's nothing really intimidating with this character. Like, she has a lot of good lows, like, but most of them are kind of snake edges. You're able to, like, if you can react to Hashi, there's no reason why you can't react to Katarina's lows. If you can block, like, if you don't have to consciously aware, like, think of Katarina's lows, then you pretty much have no problem with against Katarina. There isn't a lot to say about Katarina. So I don't rate Katarina really high. And most people put him in the C. I put her in the C tier, and I agree. Does Katarina need buffs? Well, I think maybe she only has like 80 moves. I think they should give her some more moves. So in that way, yes, she needs a bit of a buffs. But I don't like her design, and I find her extremely annoying, especially online when you come block snake edges. So I'm okay with her being in the C tier. Okay, let's talk about let's skip some of the characters because I really don't have enough time. But let's talk about Leo. Like Leo, I don't understand why. Like Aslan think Leo is a good character, except that if they give her back, they give her season 2 back to her, and she'll be alright. And yeah, I think I don't know why people like Koreans especially think very low of Leo, and I have no idea why. Like to me, she has everything she needs. Like there's a house sweep, there's an uppercut. Like of course the downfall 2 is punishable, like minus 13 or something. But because of the pushback, not every character can punish it. It's a matter of fact that in real games, I don't see Downfall 2 getting punished a lot. I see that people getting away with that a lot though. Like I don't know. I don't really know what's the issue with her, or him. I mean, whichever gender you choose. Yeah, I don't know. Like I think Konova is really like thinks really low of Leo. I don't really know why. Like everyone else seems to think she's alright. I just don't know. Yeah, but Leo does have a hopkick too, right? And orbital. Like it's not like she doesn't have a random mid launcher. Like also, if you want to be a bit safe, you want to be safer, then you can do up 4-3. Like I get it. Like Batman is like the only Leo main in New Zealand. I think in Australia they have like Harlan. Am I right, Harlan or someone? I mean I don't know what. I mean I think a Batman and Harlem would be the yeah, Harlem, right? Like yeah, I think they know more about Leo to really talk about this character. I don't. I play her. I used to main like she was one of my main back in Taken Tag 2 because I used to main Fang and Leo. Uh and Tekken 7 I play her casually, and every time I played her it was actually I won most of the time. So I don't know why she's weak, but yeah. But anyway, I mean, nobody is rating her really high. So it's except Arslan, I think that she is a good character. Except she just lack of this one tool. If they give this tool back to her, she would be a very strong character. That's what Arslan said during the interview with King J. Hey, Dizzle Dan, my bro, how's it going, man? Thank you for tuning in. To be creative, to be yeah. I guess like don't get me wrong. Like yes, he is. She Leo is really risky, but she needs to take risks, and Batman is really good at doing that. He's very aggressive, and he knows when to push big buttons. And I guess that's why, like under his hands, Leo seems to be really strong. But I won't be playing online tonight. I'll be when I finish this, when I wrap this up. I gotta, cause my friends here, so we're gonna go out and eat and stuff. But maybe we'll stream our games later. We'll see. We'll see. All right, moving on to I'll skip Fing. There's nothing much to talk about because I don't have enough time to go through. I honestly I think he is alright. I don't think he needs any buffs. Um, but the only thing is the system needs to be kind of like not always about counter hits, big damage, pushing to wall. As long as the game rewards more neutral, Fing is pretty good. He's pretty damn good. Lei, okay, I'll skip Xiao Yu. Okay, Lei, well, oh god, these eights keeps popping up. Lei, with Lei, there's nothing to really talk about. Like, if you don't know Lei can be quite tricky and tournament viable. But then if you know Lei, his damage is bad. His reach is short. He's extremely risky. There's nothing to say about Lei. Lei is not a good character. I used to hate Lei really much just because he's really annoying, but like you don't know what he's doing. But once you learn the Lei matchup, Lei is not that strong. A lot of the stuff you can, like I can do jump back or jump over with Vayne, and if I jump over, jump back, especially if I jump over, I got backdoor mix-up, straight into backdoor mix-up. So it doesn't benefit Lei, except it benefits Vayne. So, and it's just, there's nothing to say about Lei. People who hate Lei, mostly because they don't know the matchup. They think Lei is very annoying, you know, according to main man, he stays on the floor and jerking off. I agree, Lei is very annoying, but there's nothing to say about Lei. Um, he's not that strong. I think Yoshi is actually stronger than Lei. Like Yoshi is not like Yoshi is another one that if you know the matchup, he's not that scary. If you don't know the matchup, you fucked. Let's be honest. Yoshi players they usually want their they'll do everything to test their opponent to see if they know Yoshi. If they don't, they fucked. Yoshi players will be like having parties. But if they do, then Yoshi players has to play a neutral game. So and it has to take a lot of risks. Um, Yoshi doesn't have a good frames, but you gotta understand that Yoshi has a lot of rule breaking. Like he's not generic, so you can't give him good frames. At the same time, give him all these rule breaking tools that would actually kind of make him busted. So it's very difficult to balance characters that are really really gimmicky. You can't give him all the gimmicks, 200, 300 moves, and then at the same time, like make them have very very good frames. So does Yoshi need a bit of buff? Like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Hey, 305, what's up, man? Thanks for tuning in. Like, yeah, I mean, I think Yoshi, in my opinion, is just okay where he is. But obviously, Yoshi players like Colossus, what do you think? Do you want to see? Obviously, as a Yoshi man, you want to see Yoshi to be to get buffed, right? What buff do you want to see? Oh, you don't want the Yoshi buffs, okay? So you think he's okay where he is, right? Yeah. It's like I like Fang. Like I really actually think Fang is good enough where he is right now, right? Same as you. You like Yoshi as he is at the moment. Exactly. I think he is like. To be fair, I don't really like his flash. If I were to do anything, I would change his flash. Like 6 frames, like I don't agree. Like either like he has great whiff recovery on that move as well. Either make the whiff recovery of that move longer, much more obvious, so that people can punish properly, or like make the flash a bit like instead of 6 frames, maybe 8 frames. That's what I think. Other than that, there's nothing I like. I used to hate Yoshi a lot, but no longer because it's actually very easy to deal with your average Yoshi. Only when it comes to be really, really good Yoshi where you have a bit of a problem. Even so, there's no way for Yoshi to beat certain characters like Julia, Zafina. It's just and Jin. There's just no way. Trust me, there's no way. It's very, very, very hard. Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's that. There's nothing to say about. Okay, Lily. I personally find Lily really, really annoying. Lily is constantly pushing, constantly in your face, constantly doing some mix-ups, plus frames. I don't really know why she's so low. Um, and she has all the like big buttons, like crazy like combat buttons. So she likes a bit of a low. That's it. But other than that, I really hate Lily. I don't know why she's bad. To be honest, only like Lily players can really tell me. Like Lily to me is like Leo and Last. I don't know why she's weak. Like I just don't know why she's weak. She seems to be really strong. Like I don't know. I've always had trouble against a few characters that includes Lily. I've never had really really good results against Lily. The only reason I used to be Savio all the time is because I know how he plays, not how Lily plays, if you know what I mean. I know I beat the player, but not the character. Yeah, but Savio will just bullshit. He will just say, this week, that week. Like 99% of the stuff he says is bullshit. He's not credible. So I don't know. I mean, I'll leave it to Lily players. Maybe Miss Galan can tell us why Lily is weak. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. Like I only know that there's no a particular reason to duck against Lily, but then she does have a plus frames. Like if you keep standing there, she'll be always in plus, right? Like I don't know. Like she will always be on plus. So I don't know. Like I just yeah. But alright, Noctis again is one of the characters I can't really comment on because I don't really know the character. I played the character myself a little bit. I just don't like the character. Why? Because he doesn't have a dig jib. He does not have a usual access to dig jib whatsoever. He has to crouch first, then do dig jib. To me, that's a shit character. I agree. But that's only based on that he doesn't have a dig jib. Other than that, yep. There you go. That's Noctis. I have no idea about Noctis. He sucks because he doesn't have a dig jib. Noctis is very underrated. You know, I mean, there's always been a big discussion, like big disagreement on Noctis, right? Even since like season 2, some people rate him really high, others rate him really low, right? Like I don't know. It just I doesn't have a one. Yeah, I mean, I guess like the sore throat is a bit annoying because basically you can't bait Noctis because you do a bait, he'll just throw swords at you. So you can't play the bait. So that's again kind of a 2D thingy. Um, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing more to say about Noctis. Moving on to Jack, like Jack, I personally really like this character. It's very boring, but because of his long hands and some of the tools, Jack is super, super annoying, obnoxious. I like it. Everyone finds my Jack very obnoxious. And I agree, I wouldn't want to play against my own Jack, and I don't think he's that bad. I think he is bad just because in season 3, because of the system, he doesn't have a good war carry. His war damage is okay, but his neutral combo, like normal combo, is really bad, like really below average. And other than that, I think he's pretty good. There's nothing to say about Jack. I pretty like the character. Under pressure, he can do up forward 1+2, and forward 1, and obviously dig jab and things like that. And he's got really, really good annoying lows. So there's nothing to say about Jack. To be honest, I don't. Yeah, I really like Jack. I agree. I will put him in high C. I mean, and even if I put him in high C, it's only because other characters are too strong, not because he is weak, if you know what I mean. It's like, I don't think Fing is weak. I think it's just because in this season, you have a bunch of bastard characters such as Leroy, Fahkumram, Julia, but otherwise, they're not strong. Like, Fing, Jack, they're not weak characters. Alright, D tier. Finally we're getting there. Gigas, nothing much to say, just lack of moves in general, sluggish, not even high damage, need a bit of execution as well. Well, believe it or not, he does need a bit of execution. And you can often just miss it. And yeah, and he doesn't like really have a low game apart from one annoying down back two. Every mid he does. Every mid he does is punishable. It's crazy. It's crazy. He just like his strength lies in his long arms. Again, he's like Jack and Fang. Same thing. The only way for him to control neutral is by using his long jabs. But the problem with him is that he doesn't have a good mids. Like both Fang and Jack, they have long arms, but they have good mids and have good loads. He doesn't have neither of these. He only have very long jabs, but that's it. Very bad mids, only one good low, and you have to go close actually. So there's nothing to say about like Gigas. He has some good matchups, but that's it. There's nothing to say. Panda, Kuma, nothing to say. If you can react to their big lows, like the down by 4, the up, like the down 1+2, and the other, a couple of big lows, and there's nothing to say. They sluggish. They not very damaging. They not very annoying. Only if you can't react to their lows, that's where they become a bit annoying. Their stance is a bit annoying, but again, you just be patient. There's nothing. They risk everything to do the stance. Risk getting hop kicked and stuff like that. I mean, obviously, they were viable in season 2. Ranchu used them and became the world champ, but I think in season 3, it's a bit difficult. All right. Construction soldier. Am I saying this correctly? Soladier. Sorry, man. Thanks for the follow, man. Like again, English is not my first language. When it comes to names, it sometimes is very difficult for me. But thanks for the follow, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to say about Kuma and Panda. I think they really they're not really good in this season. They really need buffs. Like, I don't think Fang or Jack or I don't even think that Yoshi needs buffs. I think definitely Gigas and Kuma Panda, they actually need buffs. They need buffs. Alright, we'll skip Lucky Chloe because we talked about her, and actually I dragged her from C tier and to D tier. I believe she's in D. Again, there's nothing to really say about Eddie. Like, I think he is really weak. Like, again, he's like Lei and Yoshi. If you know what he's doing, he really he will really have a hard time to even get in. Like, if you just do your keep out moves and just be patient, don't run into Eddie's best keep out, which is what 3, like side step 3+4. Am I right, or something like that? And there's nothing he can do in relaxed stance. Like, just generally don't duck and just backdash, and that's pretty much it. Everything he does is either launch punishable or be punishable by like 13 free moves. So yeah, and his damage is not that great either. His ward carry is not great either. There's nothing to really say about him. Really, yeah. Okay, Miguel is the last character that we want to talk about. Hey man, why do you think Bob's is there, and do you rate Brian high where you've got him? Sorry, I really want to make a recap on Bob, like talk about Bob and Brian again, but because I really need to go, I'm very conscious of how much time left. How much time I've got. So, but if you just go back to my stream, you will see why I put Bob in B tier and what I think of Brian. But I think Brian is very strong. He doesn't need any buffs, but he doesn't need any nerfs as well. I think he's good where he is. I think he's a very technical heavy character. He's not that easy to play. And Bob, similar thing. If Bob had electric or something similar, or had a 15 frame Punisher, then I would put Bob in A tier. Because he doesn't have that punishment, I put him in B. Yeah. But sorry, sorry about that. So let's go back to Miguel. The reason I put Miguel in D is because basically one thing. I think he has a really bad range. Therefore, he can't control neutral. I try to whiff punish a lot of the time, many times, by spacing out my opponent. And I try to whiff punish my opponent. And I found out that his punches are so short that you literally whiff in front of their face and you get punished by your opponent. And that's basically why I put him in D. Like, he has some very good, like, if he sticks to you, he's pretty good. But there's so many characters now that can get out of his pressure, like because of Power Crash, because let's say Fang has up 4/4, Jin has up 4/2, Jin has up 4/2, Julia has quarter circle forward 2 that can actually high crash, and Zafina can just get out of that pressure easy for free. Like, Miguel's strength since BR was his I would say stickiness. He can stick to you and keep pressuring you without his punch streams. Like his puncture streams, his arms were really long. Like he used to have a monkey arms. Um, but then now he has like baby arms, like dinosaur arms. He was like this long, and then all of a sudden he's like this, you know. And there's nothing to say about him. He can't control neutral because of that. Like if you want to stick to your opponent, again, your opponent has a lot of things to get out of your pressure, like power crash, for example. Like if you like Jack, for example, used to be a character where if you stick to Jack, you get into Jack. Like if you break his kind of I would say as like a circle. If you break his defense circle, you get into him, you get into his face, and you start pushing buttons. That there's nothing Jack can do really. But now since there's a power crash, you know, it's just and the power crash is a homing move as well. So even if you try to pressure Jack, I can even get out of that situation. So there's nothing like viable for Miguel in my opinion. All his launchers are punishable. There isn't a safe mid launcher. Like he used to have a savage forward 2, am I right? Or down forward 2 or something like that. Now that's punishable as well. Yeah, it's just there's nothing really much to say about Miguel. Yeah, season 2 Miguel was really good, but I think season 3 he's just kind of like left out. The new move they gave it to him is a back down forward 4, which is like a snake edge move. It's 27 frames, so I guess if you train yourself, you can actually eventually react to it. People don't react to it just because you don't see a lot of Miguel players at all. And even if you see Miguel players, they don't actually use this move because it's so slow and it's not like big damage and doesn't give it any counter property. So why did they give them this move? I have no idea. Out of everything he needed, they give him this slow snake edge kind of a low. It's like Brian's back down forward 4. It's like, yeah. And it's not plush a lot as well. He can go into Savage Stance with that move, but again, Savage Stance, what's so intimidating? There's nothing so intimidating in Savage Stance now. If they block your mid, you're always on minus. And that's pretty much it. It does counter launch. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I think it is okay as a move, but yeah, I just don't rate him really high. But yeah, I mean, sorry guys, that's it. I mean, that's it. That's my analysis. I think I've spent a couple of hours on it. I've tried my best to go into detail and say as much as I can about these characters and what I think about these characters and what kind of changes I would like to see for season 4. And again, season 4 is just about 4 or 3 days ahead of us now. I think that's it for today, and I really need to go because my friend is waiting for me, and we're gonna go to dinner. And maybe tonight we'll play some games, and maybe we'll stream that. If I do, I will let you guys know. Okay. And thank you once again for everyone who has tuned in, and and thank you for commenting and communicating with me. You guys made the stream really interesting. Yeah, thank you, Saga. I really appreciate. I really appreciate that. Okay, I guess that's it for today. Okay, thank you guys. All right, I'll see you next time.